Now for the track guide. Before starting, if you want to improve at a quicker pace, check out GitGUDRacing.com. I have a lot of courses plus the new GitGUD Academy where I'm coaching GT3 and GT4 drivers on a week-to-week basis to improve so much faster. If you want to be part of that, link will be in the video description. Now, going into the track guide itself, reference for braking for turn 1. First of all, you need to brake in a straight line. We have the signs here. We go at the 500 and past the 500, in the middle of 500 and 400, we're going to be applying the brakes. Brake in a straight line around 80-90% peak pressure, and make sure not steering while braking. So make sure not deviating. You're getting parallel with the wall. Hit your peak pressure with the steering wheel completely straight, and as you start to turn in the corner in second gear, that's when you release the brakes. But it's important to have that top end on the brakes as constant as we can, making sure the brakes are engaged. Now here into this corner, you can barely clip the curb, it's going to be fine, but if you can go pixel perfect and just barely touch it, that's going to be even better. But if you go on top of it a little bit, it's still not going to be the end of the world, because ideally you don't want to have the car all the way here on the white line. You want to have it in the center of the track, going to be smashing the throttle on your way out after the curb, and then bring it a little bit more towards the center. From this position onwards, we are turning with 100% throttle. As you get closer to the curb, you're going to be dropping the throttle, adding like 1% on the brakes, and then putting the throttle back in. Important to note that look how much we're cutting. You need to cut a lot here because you will shorten a lot the distance, and also you can push the throttle earlier, which happens right now. It's going to be the same discussion here. Make sure you're using all the track like that, and for the next corner, we're pushing the car diagonally in front of us. When the car reaches the center of the track, we're going to drop the throttle, add like 10-20% on the brakes. Make sure you arrive into this position right here. So we're basically constructing this corner as a series of checkpoints, where the first one is pushing the car straight up diagonal. Then the second checkpoint is reaching this curb and holding the brakes. And from this angle, we're going to be trail braking in third gear up until we get the last curb or the last checkpoint. And that's when we smash the throttle 0-100. No hesitation. It's okay if your car gets here on the left, because we can simply cut the grass a little bit here and completely cut the curb just like that. Make sure you're steering while you're cutting it so that your car doesn't track out wider. You will just cover some unnecessary distance, and is not really needed. By the way, this was done with a fixed setup, but if you want to go even quicker, check Go Setups out. We have a 10% discount code here on the channel. Now for the next corner, we have here the 400 meter board. At the 400, you're going to be dropping the throttle, adding the brakes, braking a straight line. Similar with turn 1, make sure you're keeping your steering wheel straight. Make sure you're using everything right here. So notice that we're not using the white line. We're actually putting our right tire to the right side of the white line. And when you get around the 100 meter board in second gear, you will start to turn more and more in the corner. Notice that once again in the top we keep our brakes as flat as we can, but then as we start steering, we almost imagine that we have a string attached to the wheel to our left foot, and the more we use the wheel, the less we use the pedal. As turn 1, you don't want to cut that curb completely, just barely touching it. Press the throttle so that you bring the car in the center of the car, and from this position onward, you don't want to bring it even more than this. This will be your reference for turning in. Turn with the throttle lift, make sure you're cutting the grass a lot, and do the same here, but the main difference is that here you're going to apply a little bit on the brakes. Once again, notice how much we're cutting here. This is key. If you're not exploiting the track like this, it's going to be very difficult, and you will go like a snake in this section of the track. Putting the throttle back in, bring the car in the center. So notice that in all these, the reference for braking or turning in the corner is the moment that you bring the car a little bit towards the center. You don't have much time to stay there. Just bring it towards the center and then quickly reposition. Cut this curb with 100% throttle. Make sure you're using all the track on the exit. And now we're heading towards the last two corners of the track. So for this one, 300 meter board, brake in a straight line, go very close to the anti-curb, I mean to the blue and white curb, push the throttle aggressively. It's fine here if you get into this position, but bring the car into the center left. And from this position onward, when you get in the center left, braking in second gear, cut a lot the curb, push the throttle to get to 100% on the gas, and this one will be just a flat out corner, maybe a small lift in the first opening laps. But in short, that's the track guide. I hope you like it. I hope you enjoy it. If you want to improve at a quicker pace, GitGUDRacing.com and Go Setups. I'm looking forward to see you in the next one. Bye bye.